Hi there, in this video I'll be explaining the important stress, connected speech and intonation patterns of these phrases here. And if you want access to these phrases and 350 more that have been analysed for intonation, stress and connected speech, then just click in the bio and get your free book that we can go along together. I'm Jamie, an English pronunciation coach who've been coaching hundreds of students online every year for the last 5 years how to improve your pronunciation. Now, before I start, it's important to note that these are just the generic ways that we would say these phrases, but each of these can be changed depending on the context. So if you want to emphasize yourself, or if you want to emphasize certain information, then we may change the intonation patterns and stress patterns within these sentences. But majority of times, this is the way that you would be expected. A native speaker would expect you to listen and hear these sentences. On this page, we have some general questions. The first question would be, and you? And you? My voice rises at the end. And you? And you? It does this because we are asking the question to the other person and responding back. We want to know more details. This intrigue to find more details is why there's a rise in inflection on the word you. In fact, we wouldn't normally put stress on pronouns, but in this case, just two words, you want to shorten the and you, to make it really short, crisp, and show intrigue that you're wanting to know more information about the other person. The second one is anything else? Anything else? If you listen to that, there's actually two rises. There's anything else. The reason why I've just put it on the else is because we're trying to get an overall flow of the sentence, how it should sound. So that's a rising sound. But in fact, you'd like to split this into two parts, which means they're becoming more important. Anything else. The reason is we couldn't use one or the other on their own. They wouldn't make sense. So we have to stress both. And if we're stressing both, then we are separating the sentence and having anything else both as rising. We're responding back to somebody. We want to know more information. So in most cases, this would be rising intonation. Anything else? Are you married? Are you married? Again, this is a yes or no question. You're wanting to find out more information. What's the key word here? That if you avoided all of the others, it'd be married. So married has the most stress. You want to say it the loudest. Potentially there's a little dip just before you say married. So are you married? Are you married? This means we can really emphasize the rising intonation on the word married. And we go quick over are you. Are you married? Are you married? Similarly, are you sick? Are you sick? Slight drop just before we say sick. And this is the most important word. Again, it's the content word of the sentence. We don't really need the other two words, but to be grammatically correct and sound more natural, we would say, are you sick? Are you sick? Rising at the end. We expect the question to be yes or no. Notice the difference if we were to use a falling tone. Are you sick? Are you sick? We kind of know you're sick, so that's why I'm making it a statement. Are you sick? Are you sick? Usually we'd ask this over the phone if you wanted to get a better idea of if they are feeling unwell, or potentially your manager wants to know if you are coming into the office today. Can I have the bill, please? Can I have the bill, please? If we were to split this into a few chunks, first of all, can I have the bill, please? Typically, we'd split these into what we call IP, so this is intonation patterns. The first one is, can I have the bill? And the second one is, please. So we are expecting to have two intonation patterns here. The important word here is can. We don't want to emphasize can because it's not important. It's a modal verb. You don't need to know this. So we would actually unstress the syllable. Instead of can, kun. Yep, that's the schwa sound, kun. So can I have the bill, going up. Can I have the bill, asking, expecting a yes or no. Can I have the bill, please? Can I have the bill, please? Now, the reason that we drop and have a fall in tone on please is the fact that simply this isn't a question. We are trying to be formal, trying to be polite, so we are saying it in a statement and we are showing our intention. There's no hidden meaning behind there, so please. Can I have the bill, please? Can I have the bill, please? Similarly, for the next phrase, can I, does get unstressed. So this would be, can I? Because we are not needing to know this information. This is grammatically correct to form the question, but it's not important. And if you were to mispronounce it or forget, it wouldn't even matter. You still understand from the context. So this would be, can you call back later? Can you call back later? Now, if you notice, there's a slight pause between call back later. I mentioned previously, you could separate these into individual intonation phrases. So we would expect to have 3 rises here because we're asking a question if they can call back, and we are saying them louder because these are the stressed content words. So, can you call back later? Can you call back later? But typically the sentence as a whole would be rising, which is why I've indicated it here. Can you call back later? Can you call back later? In fact, I've done this for the next phrase. So again, we have kunya instead of can you. Give me an example. The important words are give and example. So can you give an example? Can you give an example? We'd then expect the response to be yes or no, which is why we have a raising intonation. Again, if we were to have a falling intonation at the end, it would sound like, can you give an example? Can you give an example? Not necessarily wrong if you knew that they had the reason behind it, but the first way we would say it, can you give an example, would be an idea that you are interested to know more and you are not trying to make a judgment on whether their example makes sense. You can grab a free copy of this page and 350 more phrases for absolutely free by clicking on the link in the description below.